Greetings, family. My name is Shakara, coming out of London, UK.
Yes, sir. Greetings. This is your man, Chief Fodea Gentleman Saray, coming straight out of Freetown, Sierra Leone. Glad to have you guys here with us today, for sure.
Most definitely, family. We're back here with the Exodus Alliance radio show. Yeah, we're going to be bringing it back to you. You know what I'm saying? In new and improved fashion. Yeah, just for those who are not aware, the Exodus Alliance is a multi-collective strategic alliance between proven champions for the development of repatriation resources at home and abroad.
That's right. And to tell you a little bit about the show. The Exodus show includes ongoing production of repatriation and development-focused content that enables members of the diaspora to access viewpoints, opportunities, and options within the communities in which the Exodus Alliance operates. Management of mass information for the purpose of driving interest to the operations of the Alliance, as well as protection of the image, views, and reputation of Africa and Africans in global media. Beyond that, I definitely want to welcome you guys to the 2022 year of the Exodus Radio Show. And definitely we'll be introducing you guys to our new hosts. Well, we actually have a good new production team. Last year, the year before that, we was working with brother RJ Mahdi and sister Ya, and they're still there. They're still very, very busy receiving repatriates and providing services. But in terms of the show and the media and keeping the word out, keeping y'all on point, Basani is stepping up. We do have a new production team. Brother Sakurai, as you see, will be my co-host for certain shows. But also his queen, Nahanda Sankofa, as well as my own Kenya Manike Mansoure, will also be co-hosting this show with us. We have a dynamic show coming for you today. This is the first of the year and the first of this new team. So don't be afraid to give us some feedback and let us know how you feel the show. Don't be afraid to give us some criticisms. We appreciate them. And if you're interested in being on the show, definitely get in contact with us. Our contact information will be here posted on this video. You might see it going across the screen there right now. So get with us.
All right, family. So today, we're going to be speaking to Brother RJ, yeah, as Chief Fodder said, the architect of the Exodus Alliance. He's no stranger to any of you who've been following the Exodus Alliance. So we're going to be speaking to the man himself, yeah, repatriated to Senegal a number of years ago. And every show you are going to be receiving, like live, yeah, on the ground information from brothers and sisters who are making the journey, have made the journey, or are providing services for ones who want to make the journey of repatriation to Mama Africa. So do stay tuned for that particular segment. We're looking forward to that. And today is the first of that segment where we're speaking to Brother RJ of Exodus Alliance, yeah? And so stay tuned for that. But here, repatriated to Senegal, and another segment that we're going to bring you in this show is wherever our guests reside, we're going to provide you with a little cultural awareness in the form of language, kings and queens. You must know that language is extremely important, yeah? And African languages are even more important, family, for those who are repatriating to Mama Africa. And in Senegal, yeah, the most widely spoken of our African languages is the language of Wolof. Yes, indeed, family, Wolof. That's the language that Baba Sheikh Anta Diop was studying when he was connecting West Africa to Kemet and the Nile Valley kings and queens. So we're going to give you some introductory words, yeah, that you might need to know if you decide to go, yeah, to Senegal and visit. So do stay tuned. We're going to get into that right now. Nangadef, or Nakamu, meaning how are you? Manafi, I am fine. Nakawakerga, how is your family? Jamrek,
my family is well. Wow, wow. Wow, wow. Yes. Did it? Did it? No. Not todo. Not todo. What is your name? Mitodo. Mitodo. My name is.
Okay, guys, so now we're going to get into a short snippet of the documentary, Road to Our Kibulan. This documentary is very, very powerful, very, very inspirational, full of information and insight about, you know, the steps that brother RJ Mahdi and his beautiful wife Aliyah took all the way from, you know, Atlanta, you know, all the way from the United States of America, all the way to Senegal, and step by step, you know, through his early music career, through his early his childhood travels over here with his mother a long time ago in the early 2000s, which really sparked his love for Senegal and ultimately brought him and his family back there. Very, very powerful documentary, one of the best, I believe, truly, that I've seen in 2020, and I believe for years to come, we'll be referencing this Road to Our Kibulan documentary. So with no further ado, here you go.
See you on the other side, family.
So we took on a role with the Give One project, which was founded by Chon Young, who's co-founder of Acon Lighting Africa.
Give One project is a global organization. It's in more than 30 countries. But here in Kaolack is actually the hometown of the founder of Give One project, Mr. Chon Young.
dafa am ay portion ci économie boo xam ne il faut que muy jóge ci doomu dëkk bi lekk bi ci la bokk, transport bi ci la bokk, infrastructure bi ci la bokk, li ñuy sol aussi ci la bokk. bu ñu doolalee ñu mel ni yéen ngeen jaay li ngeen di sol pas seulement pour Sénégal mais mën ngeen def ni américains yi def made in Sénégal, sold in the United States. Parce que léegi mën nañu utiliser internet comme ni ñuy commencé website bi africaine.
So that's really what everything about this project was about. Given project, I made in a buy and the made in Africa. Because given project, the goal, the aims and the goal was really aligned with what we're trying to do. It was part of building the community. And the goal of Given project is to engage young people as leaders in creating that and creating a better and healthier community. So that's the reason why we came, bring young people together from every school in Kaolack at first, you know, put some of them to training and entrepreneurship. Was there to help close the gap there, the language barriers, and see how we can mix the cultures and mix the language so people can learn from different cultures and different languages.
We took that on because it helped to develop young people, and we knew that we needed professional, sharp, young people here on the ground to be able to help run these businesses. So we started doing language training, and we started doing business incubators, and we started teaching, you know, computers, and, you know, all these different things to try and help level up the young people that were around us, and they did that. And surprisingly, these same young people who, when we took them on, they couldn't speak English. Some of them had never used a computer. Some of them had never been outside of Kaolack, outside of their hometown. Now they're traveling the world. Now they're running factories of our business. Now they are, you know, giving tours and having businesses of their own and doing creative, amazing things.
What's going on with the Give One project is just beautiful. I've always had a strong belief in entrepreneurship, and I believe it's something that everyone needs to be taught, but not everyone necessarily is being taught. So when people are coming together to, you know, really build a culture around being an entrepreneur and really uplift each other, it's beautiful. And I think amazing things are happening right now, and amazing things are going to continue to happen, you know, as people are lifting each other up. I believe that as the water rises, so do all the boats.
On April 25th, 2018, with the help of Chon Young and the Medina Bai community,
we opened the first free public library in the city of Cowlack.
Building and developing like this is a community operation. It's something for all of us. It shouldn't be any one person's responsibility. And this is a show of that solidarity, to have people come and bring little by little what they can, to make something for the community. And we want to see a lot more of that. So we appreciate these guys, and we appreciate Sean and just the international community support. Forward ever, back with them.
Immediately, we started to notice a shift in the mentality of the Give One Project members and the other professionals around us, particularly the young women.
Sénégal am na ndox, am na suuf, am nañ formation, donc dara manqué ñu instant yi ñu gën a góorgóorlu.
léegi ñun africains yi leen booloo nekk benn bëggante, surtout ñu toppatoo jàng xale yi parce que xale mooy avenir ëllëg.
bul xaar état dina jox liggéey, dama nga xool loo mën liggéey dimbali sa bopp dimbali sa population. tëdd rek nelaw mayam dara liggéey moo yor réew mi.
gëm li ngay def.
doon nañ ay réew yoo xam ne peut-être ñu sous-développé la woon te léegi ñu dem nañ bu baax te loolu yëpp wàllu éducation moo ko may.
développement buñ ko uti bitim réew buñ ko jégaani mën nañ koo am fii ci suñu Afrique.
dañu jàppale suñu biir te bañ a xeeb dara nga xam ne ñun neen la daal ma ne ensemble.
entreprendre yombul mais courage bi ak vision ak objectif bi diñ ci am ak dër boobu moo tax nga egg fi nga jëm.
développement buñ koy def dina war a boole africain def ko les États-Unis d'Amérique yooyu ñoom ñu ngi sa 52 pays def ko benn pays ngay nekk benn nation. Afrique dañoo war a jël tous les pays def ko benn pays. lépp luñ bëgg ci Afrique rek yàlla may ñu ko man loolu rek laa bëgg naa Afrique avancé.
After 4 years of serving and impacting the city of Cowlack and accumulating millions of views across platforms, our entire team and organization moved to the capital city of Dakar in order to better serve clients of our now booming travel and tour business. Let's take you on a road trip to some of our favorite tourism hotspots.
It's me, RJ Mahdi. I'm standing here on the sandy shores of Dakar, Senegal. They call it the Door to Africa. check out the slave castles and the place that's most known as the Door of No Return.
It felt good at the end to be able to honor our ancestors.
Family, that was the Road to Al-Kebalan documentary as put together by brother RJ. Chief, where can they watch the entire documentary?
Oh man, I know that there's a few places you can watch it, but the most easily accessible place is right there on YouTube. You can check it out at RJ Mahdi's actual YouTube channel of that name, RJ Mahdi, Mahdi, and you will find Road to Al-Kebalan. AKA Mama Africa.
Okay, sure. All right, family. The moment that you've all been waiting for, we're gonna get into our interview with brother RJ now. Chief, let us know a little bit about brother RJ.
Oh man, so that's a big question. Brother RJ is the embodiment of a repatriate. You know, this brother had the opportunity, like I just said, to come over here in his early years and see the continent as a son with his mother. And then just a few years ago, he was able to return with his wife and his children. And so it's a very, very beautiful brother we're talking about, Muslim brother, very strong Pan-African brother with the ideals of Garvey, but not just restricted to that. This brother really is a versatile Pan-Africanist that focuses on ways to capacitate the community. I really respect RJ because he creates platforms for normal, ordinary people to be able to meet each other and communicate. And a lot of his content focuses on the positive of Africa, you know, and I really appreciate that from the brother. But, you know, RJ is a father. Of course, he's a son, a husband as well. And him and his wife are blazing trails in Senegal. Beyond just this particular Exodus Alliance and this particular show, the brother has created the Black Kings and Queens Project. You can follow that on Facebook. Get down, you know, so much daily posts going on there, and great conversation, valuable information for anybody just seeking to learn more about Africa. And there's so much more in the works. He has an Exodus Club to assist people who are repatriating. You can join the club. You have access to limitless consultancy and assistance when you reach on the ground, help you find your place to live, pick you up at the airport, you know, things like that. Just help you out a lot while you're over there in Senegal. So RJ is the mastermind of the Exodus Alliance. It was him who called us all together and recognized the need for it, particularly as COVID broke out. It was RJ that said, yo, man, we need to prepare the ground for our people because they need it more now than ever. We kind of seen it coming, you know. So definitely, RJ is our brother. If you don't know about him, please research him. I keep saying RJ, but it's Rashad Mahdi. You'll be able to reach out to him and get more information. And hopefully, if you're going to Senegal, man, you make sure you link up with him and Sister Aaliyah, man. I wouldn't trust my life or my money with nobody but them two. That's what I'm saying. So With no further ado, man, let's get into this excellent interview with our brother representing Senegal, and let's see what he got to, let's see what he got to say.
Peace. What's going on, family?
Jay.
All right. So we're gonna get straight into it, bro. Obviously, as you know, this is Excellence Radio, of which you are no stranger, and you know what I'm saying. So I gotta thank you for welcoming me. You know what I'm saying.
For sure.
But in that respect, just as a bit of a refresher, let the people them know what went into your decision, yeah, to repatriate to the continent of Mama Africa.
Well, I mean, to really sum it all up, brother, and again, welcome to you to the show, and just thanks for having me on. This is dope for bringing this mix together. But yeah, the decision came out of witnessing America's evident decline. I mean, for the most part, if you're living in any U.S. major city, if you're living in any suburban or urban area throughout the U.S., you can clearly see all of the ills starting to mount in the food and medical, in the policing and the education system and the prison system, from street violence to racist violence to it's just so much. And so when my wife and I were thinking about starting a family and having children, one of the things that we had to consider is where's the best place to raise this child. And from my experience, that best place was Africa, and so that brought us home.
And you're an English speaker, but you're in a French speaking nation.
Yeah.
Right.
Break it down, brother. Go.
How was that transition right there? Because I know you speak Wolof as well. You speak some indigenous language. And just to back up a little bit, because you came here. Yeah, you came here originally when you was a little younger. So what about when you first came? Like, how was you able to move around? Looking back now.
Yeah, man, hanging on to Wolof is probably one of the most productive things I could have did. In terms of coming here when I was younger and then coming back as an adult. The Wolof language is the language of the people here in Senegal. My son, when we came here, he was 1 year old and immediately picked up the language. He learned Wolof better than English in his first few years. My wife struggled with it in the beginning, now speaks Wolof herself. And so that's become our second language. Now, French is also the language you read, or the government language, or the official language, etc. But for me, French is not really that difficult to decipher, particularly because French and English have a lot of the same terminology. A lot of the words are spelled very similar. So, we get around it. You got apps, you got Google Translate, you got, make it work. I think it's probably one of the least problematic things about, maybe a transition like this.
You know what I love about your answer is that because obviously we often define African nations and even nations in the Caribbean by whatever European language is the lingua franca of the people. But your answer prioritized Wolof, and I love that. That is a beautiful point. And so you got.
Oh yeah.
By all means, prioritize the local languages. That's what I always say.
Yes, sir.
Right on. So so RJ, man, I'm your partner in crime, right? So I gotta make it juicy for the people out there that follow us, man, because if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be doing this, this program. It was you who paved the way for a lot of this energy to even be out here on the continent right now. A lot of people won't give you your flowers, man, but I'm gonna give you your flowers live and direct and say I appreciate it, because as a fellow repatriate, man, there's so much things that we can do, but when we click up, bro, it's so much more easier. And so I wanted to ask you, for the people out there, I got a good idea, but how was it producing the Road to Al Kibulan documentary? And can you just go over some of the things that's going on right now, man? I've been following your YouTube, of course, and I'm seeing the Pink Lake. I gotta come see you, so I gotta go to the Pink Lake. And
Right.
I'm seeing the work that you're doing on the Exodus estate, bro. It's beautiful. And then online, in terms of your media work, man, you can talk briefly about the Black Kings and Queens program. Of course, we're gonna be using that platform for the Exodus Radio to give it more steam and run it down for us, bro. You know, you got the stage.
Sure. Our cable line project, you know, it's coming along. We are always trying to, you know, micro manage each of the major factors in the city, you know, economically, infrastructurally, socially. There are a lot of components that have to go into building the city, receiving that amount of people and putting them through the proper integration programming and helping them to learn the language and get acquainted. These are all things that we are compiling now so that it really is a soft landing. What we don't want is, you know, an inflow of people that find, you know, something unprepared. So the Pink Lake property that you were mentioning is the first step in creating those micro projects. We've got 40 residential units on one property adjacent to a giant farm with hundreds of fruit trees and vegetation. We've put in here a wellness center where our people will be able to come and detox and actually engage the local organic wellness products and have that time just, you know, relax. You know as well as I do, coming back to the continent requires, you know, some sort of, you know, healing factor, right? You don't just come back and then jump into a rat race or jump into, you know, some major industry. It's really a process where you have to take time and slow down. You know, take your foot off the gas and just allow yourself to heal and, you know, regenerate and replenish yourself with all those missing vitamins where we're deficient of a lot of things you know, in our Western lives. We're also plagued with a lot of ills. We've got a lot of things like high blood pressure, diabetes. We have a lot of folks who are now having this sickle cell, right, acquiring, you know, this kind of. So these are things that we have to consider in coming home. So right now, our focus in 2022 is building our wellness center, building our residential units.
Right on.
People here to the soil, engaged in that actual agricultural lifestyle, learning the soil. How do I grow my own food? How do I heal myself from the soil, these actual plants that are here? And then being able to take that into their new lives rather than the old practices that have, frankly, you know, kept us sick for so long.
Absolutely. Absolutely, man. So I love the answer, bro, because it's something that you can definitely realize that you've been through it. You know what I'm saying? Me being a fellow repatriate, man, I understand what it's like from experience as well. You know, one thing I really appreciate about the work that, you know, you and Sister Aaliyah do up there, bro, is that it's very family oriented. I'm a member of the Exodus Club. I received training from you and Sister Aaliyah on how to duplicate the program here. You know, how best I can be involved as well in what you guys are doing and setting the, you know, the standards for in Senegal. I was telling you recently that one thing is, you know, us setting this example that we don't slam the door behind us. You know, we make a way for other people to come through, and it's, you know, sometimes it appears like business because migration costs, but the reality is that, man, you cannot pay for repatriation. It's something that you really got to suffer through. You got to struggle through. You got to work hard for, especially when you want it organic. So I just wanted to appreciate you again for, you know, Akibulan City, for all the various programs. I want to also encourage people out there, if you haven't, join the Exodus Club. I know you're doing a discount right now for the seasons, and maybe you can, you know, plug it right now, let people know.
You know, we're gonna be closing enrollments for the Exodus Club for a while, and actually it'll only be available by referral. So somebody within the club will have to actually refer you into the club. Because we're going to be taking time to focus on a lot of our existing members' projects. We've got folks who are investing in agriculture, investing in transportation services, or investing in luxury tours and travel, all types of industries now that are, you know, intersectional with our Al-Kabalan City in our grand project here. And so for the next few months, at least into the summertime, that's going to be our focus. But for those who are members of the Exodus Club or who are referred into the Exodus Club by an existing member, you'll be able to take advantage of those projects as a way to help you get to the continent. A lot of people's first concern is, how am I going to make money? How am I going to take care of myself? How am I going to sustain myself? And so we built tons of micro projects, partnerships, and programs that you can jump right into and get involved with, that you can go ahead and find work in. We've got programs in medical right now that you can do while you're in America or in the West. And then when you get to Africa, you can still work for that same medical program and be able to generate income. And so, these kind of things are just, again, like I was saying a second ago, just ways that we're compiling all of these resources so that the landing is as soft as possible for our repatriates, and so that nobody has to go back and start over. Nobody has to, be in a bad way in that process. So it's all coming together, man.
Yeah, it makes sense. It's very integrated. Yeah.
I wanted to ask you in relation to because obviously another question on the choice of Senegal. Yeah. First of all, did you go through a process before choosing Senegal? And if so, what were the factors that you were identifying that you needed to be in place for you to make that choice?
For the most part, my decision was based on having people here on the ground that I knew, community that I was familiar with, people that I trusted, and obviously the language that I already had an experience in visiting myself. Mm-hmm. And so, when you talk about coming back to the continent, that's really what's most important. Coming back is not just something you can do in a individual, independent, or isolated way. Right. You have to come back to somebody. You have to come back with somebody. You have to come back with the support of at least somebody in the community or country or area that you're coming back to. And so as the community that I came back to did that for me, that's now what we've chosen to do for others who are coming behind us, is to provide that same community aspect and comfort level for them as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you have a wife over there. You got a child over there, bro. Talk about it. Talk about it, bro. Because oftentimes, it's usually a single man or a single woman coming back to Africa, but you chose to bring the queen and and the heir, and that's a very powerful thing, man. So, what's it like being daddy and hubby out here, man?
I mean, what's funny about it is I feel like that part of life is actually a lot more easy here. So in America, I don't know if it would be so simple. Here, things are the way they should be already. So the family unit flourishes the way it should, right? So in America, there's so many distractions, right? You got the rat race, you're sitting in traffic 4 hours a day, working 10, 16 hours. You're doing too much. You're seeing your kids. Here, I'm able to work from home. I'm able to see my kids all day, every day. My kids are able to learn multiple languages. My son studies under, proficient sheikhs. My wife is able to do her own thing. And so we've been afforded the ability to kind of live the way we like, right? To live well in this environment. And so, being a parent is really now, on my part, is just about setting my kids up for success without all of the traumas and whatnot that we came up with, right? Yeah. So, it's even like trying to retrain myself, like, don't pass on those traumas, right? Don't pass on those fears or those, perceptions, right? We got a new start here. We got a fresh start here. All right. And so it's really now about just allowing my kids to grow up with the authentic African environment and lifestyle purely, right? And that's the beauty of it, man. They get to do something that we didn't have the opportunity.
Yeah, man. Absolutely.
But all that sounds beautiful, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna ask you a controversial question, yeah, because that's like, you know, it sounds beautiful. Everything you're saying sounds good and like utopic, yeah. But we know, yeah, that everywhere comes with its challenges, yeah. So in the time that you've been in Senegal, what would you say are probably the 3 most common challenges, yeah, that people would have to consider and overcome in order to eke out an existence, a life in Senegal?
Man, good question. Good question. The 3 biggest challenges I would say, or 3 things that people need to really overcome. Number one, here in Senegal, and as I understand most of Africa, you need to have a great deal of patience. A great deal of it's not as fast paced as most of us experience in our urban, suburban lives in America and the West. You're not going to have the fluid systems that are just quick and easy, one push button click, It's not that type of environment. Most things are still being done manual, analog, and in some places. Sometimes you can't just get on a phone call and have that conversation. You got to go visit somebody in person and then sit and wait for them when you get there. It's still those kind of things that slow us down a little bit. And so patience is something that can help you to overcome that. Another thing that I see that a lot of us have to work on coming back is just a challenge. Not necessarily to me, because it's something that I've done for years before coming here. But for a lot of people, it's new, and that is learning how to live sustainably without a job. Learning how to not depend on a salary or a weekly paycheck. Being able to depend on that specific, timely money. It's not that kind of environment. If you did actually get a job here with a salary, it may not be what you expect in a salary, right? So I think what we need to focus on coming back is just being more entrepreneur minded, being more creative in our mentality process on how we can pay, using our digital assets to build our revenue, creating more lines of income that don't require the attachment to the Western system, right? Because we have our businesses that still rely on that clientele and market, but more importantly, when you're here on the soil, start building businesses here on the soil that actually pay you here on the soil, right? And so that will kind of separate those risks, right? Because we can't depend on that. We've got to exodus from that mentality. The last thing I would say here on the ground is just focusing long term. It's a challenge for our people as a whole when it comes to long term mentality. Like a lot of us, and that could be very detrimental to you during the repatriation process. You have to take time, literally sit down and plan out some years, right? We're not just talking 6 months to a year. What am I going to do by next year? No. What am I going to do in 10 years? Like, how am I going to make sure I have all my ducks in a row that sustain me for the long haul? So focusing on long-term thinking. So those 3 things, that if you can be patient, think entrepreneurially, and be able to pay yourself, find ways to pay yourself outside of a job setting, and also to think long-term, we're talking generationally, I think you'll be fine.
Man, you dropped the mic on that right there, homie. I swear. Like, that is really the 3 right there, man. I think it's universal. Because even if you're moving from another city to another city in the UK, like where Brother Shakariah is at, you got to go through that same kind of examination. How am I going to eat? What's going to be my security? Who am I going to socialize with? Where will my children go to school? Where will my wife shop? These things is very, very important, especially when we migrating. We talk about exodus, like you said. most people think about it in biblical terms, but for us, we really understand it as a mass movement, something that all of us can contribute to. And Brother Sakurai, I wanted to ask this question to you as well. In terms of the UK,
yes, sir.
In terms of interest in this Exodus movement, I want to really like assess it from a brother who's really out there, who's really involved in the Pan-Africanist movement. And when you answer, I really want to hear from RJ, like, what's it like out there for the brothers and sisters from the Caribbean, from the UK? Because we talked about African Americans, but we Pan-Africanists. We're not going to take it one side. And as well as what's it like for other Africans in Africa who go to Senegal, because Senegal is a powerhouse. It's a metropolitan area. In fact, it has Africans from all around Africa as well as the world. So I see it as a big, a big center. What's it like up there in the UK, bro? Like, what's the vibe?
But I live in London. There is a very large West African community in London. Yeah, mostly from Nigeria. I'd say second is Ghana, and then you have the Senegals, the Sierra Leone is significant, and then there's East Africa, so like Uganda, you know what I'm saying, and them things there. Yeah, most people that travel from the UK go to play. I got people in Zambia right now, for example. I know a number of people that went to Tanzania, Tanzania, South Africa. You know what I'm saying? There's a significant Congolese community over here as well. So most people go to those places. Ghana, you know what I'm saying? Obviously Nigeria. And then, I don't know too many people that's gone to Senegal. I know a number that's gone to Guinea, but that's because there's an African connection in Guinea, in particular to do with Baba Kwame Toure, and that work and the work of the AAPRP. So it's a beautiful, in terms of the makings of a Pan-African kind of ethos. London is kind of like that because there's so many Africans from all over the continent and the Caribbean here, if that makes sense. So there is that, but it's not, we need to organize it more in terms of intentionality, you know what I'm saying? But if you want to connect with African, you can definitely do that to a significant degree in London. And I too would love to hear about, brothers and sisters in Senegal that are from other parts of the diaspora. And the extent to which we traveled there, because I don't know too many people that have been to Senegal. You know what I mean? Although it's popular, there are people from Senegal here, and as well, like the whole so-called francophone, like they tend to connect with each other over here as well. Right? If you go to a party where the person holding the party is from Senegal, you're gonna find brothers and sisters from Ivory Coast and Congo, and because the music travels, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, them. Yeah, go ahead, brother Isaac. Go ahead.
A lot of Gambians. You meet a lot of Gambians there, because I know here in Gambia, when we go to Gambia, there's tons of British black folks there in Gambia. So you guys see them there too.
Gambia is one of the most popular destinations for us to travel to from here. I don't think there's a big Gambian population in the UK though, but a lot of us from the UK travel to Gambia. Thank you for that, because I left it off my list. Yeah, that's like second probably Ghana is popular. Yeah,
the black Brits in Gambia, man. They're doing well. They're doing well. They're business owners. They're taking advantage of like the whole tourist district and just kind of creating their own scene. I love it, man.
Yeah, man.
That's dope. That's dope. So do you get a lot of people from the Caribbean coming through Senegal? Other parts of the diaspora?
So do I get people coming from there to Senegal?
I mean, like from the broader diaspora, people coming through your channel from Jamaica, people coming through your channel from Trinidad, maybe Brazil, different places.
We get most of our, outside of African Americans, we get most of our folks from the Caribbean. So we get folks from down in Trinidad. We've got folks out of just different islands down there, man. They come here. We actually have a sister here right now who's from, I think, Aruba. And so, she's even got like this strong accent. There's a lot of those folks who come here because we're close to that region, right? Senegal is just across the ocean from the Caribbean.
Yeah.
And we even have folks now coming here from South America, and they're buying land here. They're creating their own spaces. We haven't welcomed anybody here yet from Canada, but we have quite a bit of members of our Exodus Club who are in Canada. And most of them are not even Canadian; they're Africans, who've immigrated here in the past generation or so. And so many of them are coming back. They lived in Toronto and these kind of places, and they're coming home. But I think one of the biggest places that is missed in terms of the diaspora and the invite, the call home, is Brazil. Brazil has the highest population of African people outside of the African continent.
That's right.
We don't get a lot of traction in Brazilian communities or circles, and it's mainly probably because of the language you got. They speak Portuguese, and then there's a lot of other dialects and whatnot.
Yeah.
But we don't tend to penetrate that circle, and so we got anybody in the community out there who has Brazilian family, Brazilian community members that they know. Let's get this message to them too, man. They're welcome. Those brothers and sisters got to come down here as well, for sure.
Absolutely, man.
Shout out to the Tabon people in Ghana. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of them were Africans who were enslaved in Brazil, who returned in like the 1830s. Yeah, after some significant rebellion.
Some went to Nigeria as well, right?
Yeah, right.
Some went to Nigeria as well.
You know what I mean? But it's significant, and what you're saying probably has a lot to do with the politics, the racial politics in Brazil as well. It's significantly,
it's changing. It's changing as well, man. You have more Afro-Brazilian
outside of our continent. We're being bottom casted in Brazil, just like we are everywhere else. We've been pushed into these, slums and favelas for generations.
Right.
We've been killed and slaughtered, without any kind of punishment for just as long as we have everywhere else. I mean, our black brothers and sisters in Brazil were slaves as well. They were stolen out of Angola and Congo, Central Africa, and taken there just like we were to North America, the Caribbean, etc. So, those black people down there in Brazil probably have the closest plight to African Americans than any other global, black population. The people in Brazil do, right?
Yeah.
Because it's the same. It's a land that was indigenous populated, right? It was populated by, another people first. The European settlers came there, wiped out many of those indigenous people, came to Africa, right? Took people there by the millions and millions, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kept them there, enslaved them, worked them for generations. And then still, after the freedom from slavery, still has oppressed them largely ever since.
Absolutely.
And so you can literally say Black Brazilians are the other Black Americans.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I believe that too, bro. Malcolm X said Afro-Americans, and he defined Afro-Americans as meaning all of the Africans in the Americas, not just the United States. And I always see it like that. I also reflect that Marcus Garvey and the UNIA had a newspaper that was published in all the languages of the African diaspora so that we could communicate. You understand? And maybe we need to get back to it. We've had several people from the Caribbean come to Sierra Leone. I've seen a sister come back, Mende descendant from Brazil. So definitely, man. So we're almost out of time. But I wanted to give you a last word, man. If you got anything you want to plug, make sure that people can get in contact with you. Just appreciate you, for coming on the platform. It's your platform. It's our platform. It belongs to the people. And of course, this is Exodus Radio.
Right. This is the people's platform.
That's right.
And just so everybody can make sure that we all stay together. Our platform, the Black Kings and Queens Project, is now having its own community, its own online community where you can actually log in and tap into all kinds of deep conversations like these on our history, on Black love and marriage, on developing wealth within our communities, on raising our children outside of the public education, etc. And really taking advantage of our, community aspect. That's what Africa's all about.
No doubt. No doubt.
About family, about village. And so we've built a village, a kingdom, as we call it, for the Black Kings and Queens Project. And that website is theblackkingdom.mn.co. Or you can go to the Black Kings and Queens Project Facebook page. The link is in the bio.
All right. Thank you very much, man. We appreciate your time, King. Please give our regards to the Queen and to the little Prince, the family. Hopefully I'll see you soon out here, or you'll see me soon out here. Brother Shakara is also Exeter, bro. He was just in Ghana recently, but he's coming our way next.
Nice. Come on home, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I look forward to it.
Chief.
Thank you very much. Peace, brother. All right. Exodus Radio.
Kings and Queens, that was a beautiful interview there with brother RJ. Check him out, on all the available platforms provided, and we look forward to seeing you all, in Senegal, with us all and brother RJ and his beautiful family. We're about to wrap up the show, Kings and Queens, but we couldn't end the show, without talking about the monumental tournament that is now taking place. It is the African Nations Cup, Kings and Queens. And you don't know yet. See, since I was a child, Chief, for there, I think what it was, we went to a video store. They had an African video store where you have to go rent, videos, right?
Yeah.
And one time we rent African Nations Cup final. I think it was the final anyway. But Ghana was playing in that final, and I can't even remember who they were playing. But ever since then, I've just supported Ghana. That's just what it is. So when Ghana made it to the World Cup, I was supporting Ghana, and all of these things, But you're in Sierra Leone, and Sierra Leone has made it to the African Nations Cup for the first time in 25 years. So it must be popping off in Sierra Leone right about now. Tell the people in Wagwan in Sierra Leone.
Oh, man, listen, man. 25 years, we haven't been in the African Cup. We there right now. We played 2 games already. Algeria, who are the defending champions. They couldn't stop us. They couldn't get past our goalkeeper. Then the second game was just finished yesterday. Oh man, Ivory Coast, we was able to stop them too. And these are the two strongest teams right now in the African Cup. They're not able to defeat Sierra Leone. We ain't been around for 25 years. The energy in the country is amazing, bro. I mean, even the president is promoting it. He's very, very involved. All the players are being compensated for their wins, for their scores. It's dope, man. It really gave them some strong incentive to play. But beyond that, bro, I mean, the way that people, the ordinary people here are feeling about the Leon Stars right now, man, it's so beautiful. I posted a video on Facebook yesterday, whereas they did their last stop. They blocked, or I believe they scored the tie goal. And man, Freetown erupted. Freetown, it was like, in my community, you would see kids running. They pull out their pots and beating the pots and the covers, ding, 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 ding. People were running down functions. Man, woman, child, old, young, it doesn't matter. People were jubilating in the streets for this second victory. And it's a victory, even though we didn't win, because we didn't one up anyone. Nobody won up us either. And it's showing exactly that even though we haven't been around for 25 years, Sierra Leone was a threat. Sierra Leone was a threat. These brothers here is ready to ball.
Yeah, man. Well, Cote d'Ivoire is a serious footballing nation, so it's a significant victory, you know what I'm saying? And I can imagine a similar situation was happened in Gabon when Gabon scored the equalizing goal against Ghana. Ghana was 1-0 up for the whole match. And then in the last couple of minutes, Gabon got 2 beautiful goals, you know what I'm saying, like in that match as well. But Gabon, you know, was definitely celebrating that victory. But it's got to be different for you, bro, because I know coming from the United States of America, y'all don't deal with football like that. You know what I'm saying?
Don't, bro, we don't. But you know what? Let me tell you something, right? I didn't like football, this soccer when I got here. But when I got here, it's like everywhere you go, the same way if you like in America somewhere, you see basketball courts, everybody balling, you just get used to it. You know, yeah, man. Once I got to watch the game and understand what they're playing for, I got to understand like the rules of the game and the athleticism that it takes to play. Oh man, I got tremendous respect for football. Here in the community, here at the community level, man, it is one of the things that we can do for recreation, for health, for entertainment. And people really, really love football all across this country, man. If you say it's a football gala this week, most people are going to be there every day of the week to hear the music and watch the game. I love the sport now, you know.
most def. Well, that's beautiful. So we're rooting for Senegal Kings and Queens. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm one of them. Like, you know, my Pan-Africanism kind of ends with the African Nation Cup. You know what I'm saying? We get into like, you know, beef. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then we reunite afterwards, you know what I mean? You know, but we love the story, you know what I'm saying, of Senegal, of Sierra Leone right about now. So we're gonna support Sierra Leone, and you know what I'm saying, you know, wish all the man.
I'm going to apologize to Ghana just in case we run across them, man. Because if we run across Ghana right now, we have. Hey, look, Salon got something to prove right now. We're a small country. We ain't been around 25 years. There ain't been nothing but negative press. We got so much more than just football to win right now. You know what I'm saying? So it's a beautiful thing, but I feel sorry for anybody that's stepping our way right now. Until we take an L, I don't see us taking an L right now. It's going to be a few more games.
All right. Well, it's all good.
I think we play Equatorial Guinea next.
Yeah. So it's all good, family. Whoever wins, it's one Africa. You know what I'm saying? It's one Africa, and I believe that there's a role for, you know, tournaments like the African Nations Cup for forging greater unity among us. Yeah. In fact, you know, I found out the other day, Chief, for there, is that there's an Arab Cup as well. Yeah, there's an Arabic Cup as well. Yeah. But the interesting thing about that is that Tunisia are the current champions. Sorry, not Tunisia, Algeria are the current champions of the African Cup. So I've been talking to a few brothers and sisters, and it feels like we need to get some nations from the Caribbean in the African Nations Cup. You know what I'm saying? And bring an African diaspora element to it. You know what I'm saying?
It's very possible, bro. When you look at Algeria, even their players, ain't all from Algeria. Their players are there from different countries that go to Algeria on the super team. You know what I'm saying? And when you see Sierra Leone, most of the players that you see on the Sierra Leone roster are national players from here. And, you know, they play in the National League here. They got different teams. You know, they got the Bow Rangers, they got the Eastern Lions. So they pour them together to make the national team. But they do got a couple diaspora. They got one brother from London, from the UK, named Cork.
Okay.
But I believe his grandfather was a Sierra Leonean, and he was born in London. But he still came back to play for Sierra Leone. So, you know, I see that happening more and more. People like, yo, you know, even though I play out here, I'm going to represent my nation.
Most definitely. Well, I'll tell you this, bro. There was some controversy over here because the major club football tournament, the Premier League, it's on right now and it's hot, yeah. And a lot of the players, because it clashes with the African Nations Cup, a lot of the teams, didn't want to allow some of their players from Africa to go and play for their nation. And so there's been a lot of controversy around that, you know what I'm saying? You know, as it stands right about now. And so, but some of the man them went and some of them were not able to go, right? And so there's been some, you know, some significant conversations taking place in the UK. But I'd love to see Haiti or Jamaica, or even Brazil competing. Or actually, I shouldn't say Brazil, but you know what I'm saying, we'll come back to that, yeah. But even Brazil competing, in the African Nations Cup, that would be a beautiful testimony, and something that will forge, you know, a greater unity in the African diaspora. You know what I'm saying? So maybe we've got to start an Excellence Alliance campaign
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
exactly. You know, a lot of the Caribbean and Latin American countries, they really love football. You know what I mean? And they got good players. It would be dope. Listen, it would be dope. Just to have even friendly matches. You know, for a friendly match. Fly Jamaica, Fly on out to Jamaica for a friendly match. At least they could start exchanging and realize that they belong in the same league. Like they
definitely
be competing with each other.
Definitely.
I mean, the more the better. Pan African Cup. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Well, you heard it here first, family. You know what I'm saying? You know, like make sure, you break off the Exodus Alliance Radio with some royalties for anybody who actually, you know what I mean, makes that happen. We'll see where I go on and these things. But we're gonna sound the show right about now. Chief, what do you want to say to them while we sign off?
Well, I want to thank y'all for your time and say stay tuned. Next week we'll be back. Our beautiful counterparts, our wives. Sister Nyanda, Sankofa up there in the UK, and my beautiful wife here in Freetown, Kenya Malinke Mansaray. Together we make up the new production team. You'll see a lot of us on this Exodus radio show moving forward. And but look forward to them. They have an awesome show coming with Sister Ya, Sankofa for Repatriation Assistance Project or Program, representing Ghana. She's down in Ghana right now. And they have an awesome show coming for you next week. In the meantime, and in between time, we want y'all to stay in contact. Make sure that you, follow through. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like if you haven't. And reach out to us if you have any questions. Anybody who sees this video out there that's looking to, secure an interview, maybe you have an awesome repatriation experience, or some information or some knowledge that we need in the repatriation movement, and just send us an email. You know, chances is we'll at least reply you and do our best to get you on if it's something substantial for our viewers. So with that, man, that's pretty much all I got to say. And always one Africa, one nation. You know what I'm saying? So repatriation is the situation right now. That's what we built this platform to talk about. And shout out to you too, brother Shakara, man, for making this complete. I'm ready to knock the whole 2022 out, bro.
Most definitely, family. It's a pleasure for me to be here, and I thank you all for inviting me and building together. We look forward to this journey. Join us in the future, kings and queens. For more of Exodus Alliance Radio. Peace.
Yeah, man. Peace.